Who is this man?
He is no man.
All right, let's take it again from the top. I need you to be like on the verge of tears. Like, I'm so incredulous that you'd ever do anything against me, even though I was going to throw you off the face of the earth.
You did actually throw me off the face of the earth.
I actually did.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. So, that's helping me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Motivation. Unique New York.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Who is that man?
I am no man. No, wait, hold on.
No, she's too in it, guys. We gotta relax here. Okay.
I am no man. That's the other one.
That's the other one.
Okay, hold on.
Who
fuck it, forget it.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to Podcast of the Rings, and don't worry, next week we will be watching Green Book, which was heavily voted on by the YouTube crowd. Like, it was a pretty close race on Twitter. And we had one of my viewers say like, "Oh, where's G.I. Jane?" And then she was definitely in the running because that's one of the best lines in cinema where she goes,
"I don't know it.
Suck my dick."
She says that?
She does.
She's a woman after my own heart.
No, and honestly, it's so crazy. Like, Hidalgo and
I can't
Lord of
believe
the Rings.
Everyone voted for Hidalgo. I'm just saying, so many people did.
Did they really?
There's a lot of Hidalgo votes.
I mean, I feel like people.
But what were you going to say?
It's almost like people forgot about Hidalgo, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Hidalgo." Like, I'd like to watch that.
Even Alex was like, "You should watch Hidalgo," and I was like, "What?"
It's fine. I think I watched it in theaters because I was on the Viggo Mortensen hype train at the time, and that was like Disney's experiment. Like, okay, can this guy lead a movie?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Can he lead a blockbuster? And it was fresh off Pirates and all of their big live action adventure movies, and it didn't do very well, unfortunately. But I was gonna say that Hidalgo and Lord of the Rings exists in this bubble where like a majority of people know Viggo Mortensen from, and then everything else is like he's naked knife fighting as a Russian gangster or this undercover like false identity guy in a small town. Like, he does the craziest movies.
You didn't even bring up G.I. Jane when we were discussing which four to put up.
I totally forgot.
Poll.
I forgot until like I was like, because the road was like, I knew Viggo Mortensen was going to be probably the toughest one because he has
a lot
so
to
many.
choose from.
Yeah,
but yeah, not that it's like your responsibility to like know every single movie, but that's like a big one. And I guess like movies aren't my field is my point. And so I was surprised when Hopper was like, "You didn't even put G.I. Jane?" That would have been a no-brainer, I think, to put up. Anyway, I
don't think there's any no-brainers out of like to narrow it down to 4 though, because like
I'm floored people voted for Green Book. We had 44 votes for Green Book, or 37, something insane.
It was insane. It was like 80% of the YouTube vote was for Green Book. So we're gonna watch it, guys.
We are going to. So we're in the middle of our Beyond Middle Earth series. If you've been listening to us, you know where we did National Treasure because Sean Bean's in it. We did Elijah Wood's North, which was a banger. We did Armageddon. Thanks to Bruce Willis. Man. I'm kidding. But we got some good ones in there. And so we are on Vigo, but we had to soft pause. And if you already saw our live reaction trailer on YouTube, we're kind of deep diving like scene by scene or clip by clip into the SDCC Season 2 trailer for Rings of Power, which honestly, the more distance I put myself between that first watch and like today, I'm excited.
No, I think this is a perfect trailer where, I've said in the past where plenty of times in Marvel is like a big thing where it's like, oh, they get the teaser and then they get the plot trailer, and sometimes the plot trailer like just does too much. And even Kevin Feige, I think, came out this weekend at Hall H, or maybe he was doing interviews before, the big presser with Robert Downey Jr. And he was like, we might only be releasing one trailer for following Marvel movies. And even people this weekend with Deadpool and Wolverine were like, I wish I didn't see this part in the trailer,
Yeah.
I feel like that's more common with comedies, though, because, like, there were plenty of jokes that were like, oh, yeah, I saw this in the trailer, 1,000 times in every ad, so, like, the joke doesn't land when you finally see the movie.
because you're anticipating it. There's
Yeah.
a friend of mine who was like on the early tip of like, I don't watch trailers. I know I'm gonna go see it. I'm just not gonna watch the trailer. And I'm starting to think more and more that he's right. Like, thankfully I don't have any Deadpool Wolverine hype, so I didn't watch a single trailer. The only thing I watched was the clip of like Ryan Reynolds going, "Do you want to be Wolverine again?" And like, it's great. So
honestly, they could have just done that. Like, I do think the marketing has been perfect, showing him in the suit, the Madonna song, but just like that first teaser where you just see them together, you get little hints of like, oh, is that the TVA from the Loki show? Okay, like, oh, I see they're fighting, like, and you see people
so you just spoiled something for me. I didn't know how Wolverine got into this world, so like,
That's
it's
not
great.
A spoiler.
I'm just saying I didn't know that because I didn't look at any of the trailers.
How do you? I don't like. It's like, especially with this marketing, it's like I
stay dark.
How? What do you watch or not watch?
I just don't look at this. I just don't look at this stuff. That's not the kind of the only things I look at on the internet are people. Like, I still live in the fail culture. Like, I want to watch people like accidentally jump off a trampoline and into the side of a house. I want to watch that
really
person
are
that
Michael
slides.
Scott.
Yes, I have 2 phones. One for all the pictures of my cat, and when that got full, I needed to get a new phone.
Right? Exactly.
No. I'm just like not looking at like maybe some Bridgerton stuff. But you know what it is? It's truly that I have a very low threshold for instant gratification. So if I want to watch something, I won't watch a trailer because it's going to hype me up too much. And I'm going to be like, well, I'd like to watch that now. So like I forget things exist until the release date. That's just how I work.
No, I wish, like, I'm pretty good about not seeing a trailer if I don't need to. But I really like trailers. I think they're well-crafted, well-oiled machines.
It's an art unto itself.
It really is.
James Gunn has perfected it, like, or whoever he has do the trailers for him, and now everyone emulates his trailers. So one of the things I was thinking about doing is let's just only on YouTube we're gonna just release our breakdown of the trailer, not the first reaction, just like what we think about is gonna happen in season 2 based off of what this trailer, what we know from the news, and then on the back half of this podcast. It'll be audio only, some additional SDCC thoughts from like news from around the media world. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's pull up that beautiful bean footage and look at the trailer. We won't have the sound on. You don't know that commercial?
No.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
What is that?
It's from Bush's. When the dog's trying to give away the family recipe for some god-awful reason. Maybe the dog's abused, I don't remember. But like every time the owner of Bush's Beans wants to just like show them slow cooking barbecue baked beans, he says, roll that beautiful bean footage. You don't know this? All right. Hands up in the chat with
There's no chat.
No, you know what I mean. Comments section. You're the worst yes-ander. Do in the comment section raise the roof if you know what I'm talking about, or a corn if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Before I do have to, because I said I'd share this story. Speaking of Deadpool Wolverine, I had a borderline terrifying moment at my screening where like, get my popcorn, my kids pack. By the way, if you go to AMC, get a kids pack. It's like $8. You get a little thing of popcorn, a little thing of gummies, and a small drink. I don't need much soda. That's all I need. Because like, when they're like, oh, God, can I get a medium popcorn? Well, do you want it a large for 50 cents more? I mean, sure, but I'm not going to eat like a bowl of popcorn. It's crazy. But I'm like, let me take one more bathroom break before I go, before the movie starts, because, there's 19 trailers in front of every movie now. So I'm walking down the hall, and right in front of me is a guy. He's got a service dog with him. No shame, no shade. But he's like on... not on speakerphone, but he's talking very loudly. Mm-hmm. And so all I'm hearing is him. And he's like, yeah, well, so what? I don't care that there's a warrant out for my arrest right now. No, it gets worse. It's like, no, well, this is your fault. Yeah, you shouldn't have put a restraining order against me. Just like, and the only reason I didn't walk out of, because I've got AMC A-list, I can go anytime to this movie again. The only reason I didn't was because he had his dog with him, and he had like gym shorts on, like really.
So you could see if he was carrying or concealing.
I saw that he was not carrying
I'm laughing,
a weapon.
But this is actually horrendous and
No.
horrible.
If it was like, I showed you that TikTok of a guy that was like, oh, why don't we, cosplay at the movie theaters? And he cosplays like Paul Atreides, and he had like a trench coat on and everything. And some guy stitches like, my guy, you look dope as fuck, but if I see you walk into the theater like that, I'm dipping out so fast.
It's so true. It's so sad.
It's
this
so
is the
sad.
climate of the world
Yeah.
we're in. And you know what, Ben? You clocking this person and hearing that information, I'm just going to say it, is good awareness.
Like,
It's good awareness.
and like I had to pee, and he also went to the bathroom, so I'm just like,
Oh my God.
slow walking behind him. I'm hearing everything, and it just like keeps going. And then I'm just like, do I leave right now? And I give him a once over, and I'm just like, I think we'll be okay. And then he went back into my theater, but then like it was the Dolby thing, so there's that long hallway, and then like the two hallways that separate it, of whether you're like 1 to 14 or 15 to 30 or whatever your seat is. So he went the opposite way, and then he was like, I heard him like still talking in the hallway, so I think he might have left because I didn't see him come back. It's like he was a bigger man with a dog. I'm gonna notice someone that walks in like that. But yeah, it was a very funny now, but not funny at the moment.
Oh no. I think I would have turned around regardless. And I don't blame you for the series of thoughts. I'm more questioning the choice to have a long, loud argument over the phone in a public place about such stuff. What a world.
Yeah.
What a world. Ben, I'm just saying you had really good social awareness, and I'm glad you're okay. I don't think you're in the wrong to take a moment to assess the situation.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, like, it's so unfortunate, and we're going to get into the trailer, but it's just so unfortunate that you do have to clock those things now.
You do.
You do.
Yes. Anyway, great. Fun, happy stuff. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings. Let's
get in this trailer, because I watched it a few times this morning to get ready, because I did have to drive down to San Diego yesterday, so I was busy all day. So I am ready to break down this trailer one frame at a time.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, looking at this, no, I'm just kidding.
It looks like arrows in the.
So why is this blurry right here? Let's discuss. But I do think this is Halbrand, or Sauron as we know him. But I do think it's appropriate to still call this version for people listening on the podcast. This is shorthand. This is Halbrand going into Eregion, and I'm wondering, like, what happened with him at Mordor? Like, is this...
Because we see him at
Mordor.
Yeah.
He's not, like, on his way, like, the mountains are in the distance with the cracking lightning and stuff like that. No, he is, like, borderline at the foot of Mount Doom.
Yeah, so at what point is this episode 1 he comes back to Eregion? Because when we leave Galadriel, we know that she has not told Celebrimbor. I said Celeborn so many times when we did this on.
Did you really?
Yeah, so that you didn't catch it.
No.
But Celeborn is the non-existent, conspicuously missing husband of Galadriel.
More to come later on that.
I don't think we're going to see him this season. Do you think?
I think we are.
Okay. Anyway, Celebrimbor is who I meant. I know his name. Celebrimbor's daddy. I will say this. Whether he was coming back from Mordor or whatever, his hair looks so bad because obviously
this is a rough shot of Charlie Vickers, who's easily like the best looking, maybe besides Arondir.
No, he's a good looking guy.
He's a good looking guy.
Looking.
Like, I don't know if it's my computer or the pixels, but like
Listen, it's been a couple years. But
everybody else
looks
the same.
I know he looks tired. I think it's the wig. I really do. So my point is, what I was going to say is, we leave the series. Galadriel doesn't tell Celebrimbor anything. Doesn't tell Elrond anything. But Elrond knows something is amiss because he finds like the lineage.
Yeah, the heritage scroll.
So yes, and off takes Sauron, Halbrand, and here he comes back. So let's go a little bit forward.
So they're in Linden when he leaves, though, right?
Okay, go back.
We're doing frame by frame.
Right.
Yeah, so he leaves Linden, and this is Eregion. So
Thank you. Eregion is different than
So Linden's where the
Lynn?
tree is and where Gilgalad is.
They're not in Linden. They're in Eregion then.
Yeah.
Because they're where the forge is. Because that's where they forge the rings. Because that's what.
Sure?
Yes, because that's what Halbrand and Celebrimbor are working on, where they come up with the idea to make an alloy, and then they're like by the river. Gilgalad never sees Halbrand. Very different.
That's very true.
Very different locations.
Okay, so then Elrond.
So he leaves Eregion and then goes to Mordor. We see him at the final shot, and then must come back.
He gives him the old loop-de-loop where he's like, I'm out of here. Just kidding. Like it's just like a Scooby-Doo episode where he like runs out the door and then he comes back, like 2 doors down or something like that.
All right, now we're seeing a shot of somebody wearing Birkenstocks. Nenya drops.
Those are obviously Crocs. He's in sport mode.
Brush them with some like metallics. Nenya has dropped in one of the other rings, and
that
looks
is
like
Gilgalad's ring.
Okay, and it looks like some elves are behind them too, or some clad people. This might be Linden. So
this is Linden because we see the shot. This feels like the time where and we see a shot later, where they're arguing whether they use the rings or not. Because I feel like this is right by where the tree is like dying, and obviously it's all cloudy and not sunny and golden leafed anymore. So I think this is where they're like, okay, let's see if we use these rings. They weren't specifically made with Sauron around, but he did have some influence. Like we're here because of him, but he didn't have anything to do with the making of the rings.
Which is a really huge lore change, by the way. Huge lore change. This is why the reason why I wanted to do scene by scene. It's more for me than anybody else. I don't care about the content. I really want to look through this.
And that's why we love Jessica as a podcaster, because she doesn't care about the content.
Content is like a dirty word to me.
It really is. I understand that.
All right, so the rings have dropped.
All right, I forgot I'm a replay analyst today.
You're the dude.
All right, this is okay. The prop department heard everybody last season. The prop and armor was like, oh, you didn't look how the Numenorians look? Okay. And then they are just slapping us in the face with this crown, dude. This is the sickest thing I've ever seen. This is $1,200 on sale at Comic-Con right now.
Is it?
No, but I'm saying it would
be.
No,
I understand. And someone is forging this right now.
Yes.
Actually, the one question I did have about the previous scene too, or the previous image, How do the rings fall off? Like, why are the rings being dropped there? Like, I'm curious about that. But yes, is that gold? Are we saying it's gold?
I think it's freshly forged. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's hot.
And I think this is some money on screen for sure.
This is everything looks so. I'm sure we're gonna find, as we watch it, oh, this green screen didn't look good. Oh, this armor looks cheap. Whatever. That happens all the time. But this looks so good. Every orc they show, dude in makeup, looking awesome. So cool.
My orc baby, I saw him in one of the stills too. I was like, there's my guy. There he is.
Also, I didn't watch the clip, but shout out to the actor that played an orc on stage at Hall H and gave a speech. That's acting. I
didn't see that.
Suck it, Daniel Day-Lewis. Cool, you can
you don't need to disparage Daniel Day-Lewis.
I actually do, because I don't see Daniel Day-Lewis. I think that guy could do My Left Foot. I think that guy can do Last of the Mohicans if properly cast. I don't know what his heritage is, but if he's a white guy, he could definitely do Last of the Mohicans.
Got it.
But you know what? I don't know if Daniel Day-Lewis can get on stage in orc makeup and make a speech about Sauron. You know what the difference is?
He's like, it's not worth it. That's what Daniel Day-Lewis will say. He's like, I don't need to do that.
That's what we call a cop-out, Jess. That's what we call a cop-out.
Wow.
All right,
okay, so we're looking at a beautiful crown. I think that's a flashback. Okay, Nenya's falling still.
And this is the big one, is old Durin. Is it Durin the third?
He's the second.
Are you sure?
This is Durin the second, pretty sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna call him Old Durin, just so.
Sure. Old Daddy Durin.
Old Daddy. Not everybody's daddy. You need to stop.
But he's Old Daddy.
He's old father. You need to. Jessica's throwing around the title daddy. She's giving out crackers at recess on preschool or something like that.
I'm not in charge of feeding those children. Those parents have to feed those children.
Well,
not my
you know
tax
what?
dollars.
You're just like daddy, like just everywhere. Like it's
Sounds
a
like
special
you're
title.
So jealous.
Not of him. Like Pedro Pascal, and we'll talk about it in our SDCC.
That's zaddy.
Bro. Oh, by the way, if you have a second, Vanessa Kirby, we're going to get to it, but like Vanessa Kirby has like a history of just like eye fucking her co-stars. Did you see there's a mission
she took him down.
There's a Mission Impossible when Henry Cavill was her and Henry Cavill, and he's just like talking and she's just like you could feel like her heartbeat in her eyes, and it's like I don't know if she's just like doing it for the press and for the virality. Shout out, she's an amazing actor. I really like her. But just like this is the second time that she has had very hot co-stars and she has just been like, let's go.
I just think they're doing the deed is what I thought based off of that clip that you sent me. I just feel like they were on cloud nine. You could read every thought of that woman.
I mean, I couldn't I can't blame anybody.
I didn't know Pedro Pascal was also single. I can't blame her at all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not one bit. Here,
all right, we have the beautiful Durin Daddy.
And he's got his ring. He's already got his ring.
Right.
And so this is what I'm wondering is that, later on in the trailer, we don't have the sound on, but he's yelling, Anatar is yelling at Celebrimbor, give me the 9.
Yes.
And so obviously they forged the 9 rings for men. But I wonder when we're going to see... It feels like the dwarf storyline is getting really truncated. And it's like... I don't know, with like the Balrog and like the fall of Khazad-dûm and all these things. Like I'm wondering what they're going to do with the dwarven storyline because...
I think it's getting combined. So, and you'll see. Because again, let's not forget, the dwarves helped build Eregion. And I'll show you my theory if I can remember the scene that we're about to see clearly. So okay. When we get there, I'll point it out.
Big ol' axe, big ol' ring. How are we feeling about Adar?
Not daddy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hold judgment on this man's talent, obviously until we see it. But the old Adar really just had like this such distinctive look to him. Like, and it feels kind of like they over course corrected with at least the makeup.
100%. They would have done such a better job if they didn't like try to make a cast look like this guy's face, like Joseph Malway's face. Instead, just like let us see him like scarred or something. Like
just something. And it's just like the MCU literally just did it again, where Harrison Ford is taking over for William Hurt, and there's like a line in the trailer where like Sam goes up to him and is like, "Oh, I like the new look." And he's like, "Yeah, they said shave the mustache, lose the mustache or lose the election." That's all we need.
Yeah,
we just need Tony Stark walking into the court and Don Cheadle walking up to him like, "Hey, this is me. Get used to it." Like that's all we need.
Right. That and it's done so effortlessly. He's not even trying to pretend to be Terrence Howard or act like...
not doing the same mannerisms, nothing. No. So it's like, I understand that this is the same character, and like, again...
But we do too. Like, trust us a little bit.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I really feel like the first season, like, didn't trust its audience at all with anything. And so I feel like that kind of went hand in hand with the pacing of the show. Sure. Where it's like, we need to methodically tell you everything and kind of even double back and make sure you know everything.
Yeah, that's a really good point. My reaction is very much exactly that. Every time I've seen a picture from him from like the set or just that shot right there, it's so obviously not him and so obviously trying to be him that it's like it pulls me from that immediately.
That's the thing is that if Adar showed up with a complete different look, and you don't even have to do an MCU thing, like you can just like, yeah, dude, it's a new actor. It's
just
okay.
Call him Adar Daddy, and we move on. Yeah. So what I will say though is what I think they're going to do is reduce his role and impact of this in this season.
He's gone this season somehow.
Well, you said that too when we did our recap, which I think is so insightful. But I like with the crown, we're about to see the scene where he like stabs somebody with the crown. Mm-hmm. They already confirmed that that's Sauron, that he's betraying Sauron, that they're supposed to be crowning him there, and Adar stabs him. So that's a flashback, and if we don't see Halbrand, Anatar, Sauron in Mordor as we thought we were going to, then we have no reason to see more of Adar. So
I think that's a great theory, honestly, and I do agree that he is stabbing Sauron. All that's flashback, like the crown presenting, all that stuff, definitely flashback. I do think we see Adar in the battle or siege of Eregion, and Elrond kills him.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, let's get to it. So Nenya's still falling. Next to crumpled, burned leaves.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, this is where I think the rings are falling. We are seeing the dead tree of Linden. And yeah, so I think that they are literally deciding, like, what do we do with these rings? Like, I think this is after, from our opening line of, like, that was no man, that was Sauron. Galadriel has come clean about what happened, who Halbrand was, what his influence was. And then they're going to talk about, okay, we know this. Do we use these rings?
Right.
And this council is going to be in front of this tree, basically as propaganda to be like, hey, this tree is dying, and we need the rings to save it.
Gil-galad is nothing but a politician.
That's all he is.
Not a politician. That's exactly right. And so she must be explaining him here.
That's the thing, is that Elrond is definitely, like, against using these rings, because he's the one that discovered, like, the heritage scroll. He's the one, like, saying we can't use these rings, like, no matter what the cost is.
So I didn't catch this before. I think, Elrond is right to think that there's a problem here. I'm balking at the fact that, like, the lore is A, the Elven rings got made last, and B, Sauron's not supposed to have any control over them. So did they change that? But that shot of Galadriel with her beautiful hands, kind of looking like Cate Blanchett's hands, putting on Nenya, it looks like she's being tempted. It looks like she's looking at,
I see this thing. I do agree. Obviously, they changed the lore that the Elven rings were made first. But I think this is just like, you got to do your due diligence. I don't think they're changing lore that Sauron had any sway over these rings. But, if half the dairy has mad cow disease, but these cows never really interacted, but the next door dairy, like, do we eat those cows? Do we drink the milk from those cows? There's gonna be a discussion. The health department's gonna come out and do some tests.
This is a really perfect metaphor. But that's my point, is that Elrond is right to question whether they should use these. Now, this is a flashback. Has to be, because this is a thriving linden tree.
Has to be a flashback. And I think this is like, I'm wondering when, because we see later on, like, the hands in the ring huddle, basically, before they say 1, 2, 3 rings of power. Rings of power unite. So I wonder if this is one of these guys is Círdan that we see in this like backup shot.
That feels probably right. Those helmets, like, focusing on them, like those little horns, are very, like, they're very funny looking.
They are very funny looking.
They're very funny looking. Yeah, because that looks like Galadriel, right? Right there.
Yeah, like this right here. By the way, of course, Gil-galad, like, look at all my rings.
Yeah. Okay, but this is interesting because it's in this shot, they're wearing the rings and Linden is restored.
So this might be the final shot of the season or something, because Linden is restored, and it might be because, we see the 2 rings. We see Gil-galad and Galadriel's ring. I don't know what Gil-galad's ring is called, but we see Nenya and the blue ring falling, but we don't see Círdan's red ring.
Right.
So maybe, like, when they're all combined and, like, the proper wearers are wearing them, is that, it might be like
Captain Planet can show up.
It might be some miracle, like the clouds break and the sun shines through and the leaves all blossom, like, or something like that. It might be something like that. I don't know. But this feels very episode 9 or 10.
That's a really good point, and you're totally right. The spirit finger energy from Gil-galad right now.
Right, like, because Galadriel's very casual, like, doing her best Cate Blanchett. Beautiful. This is Nenya.
Yes.
Círdan's like, I'm just happy to be here. Like, I don't think I belong in this circle, but you know what? We out here, fam. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I'll do my...
Círdan is Adam getting chosen by Sea Smoke. Like, absolutely.
I loved a picture of the Western showdown of Rhaenyra and Adam when she's like, "Who are you? What are you?" And Craxes is like, Hi, sea smoke.
Yeah.
That episode, I can't wait to talk about it. If you guys don't know,
good. Finally some good food.
A House of the Dragon podcast exclusively on Patreon. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's free for 7 days to sign up on our Patreon right now.
Yeah, you can catch up on all the former episodes, and after that, we're going to be doing reviews on all the Game of Thrones episodes while we wait another 2 years for 8 more episodes of House of the Dragon.
Oh God. Anyway,
know, right?
so I think you're right. We did it. Everybody. That's a really
this
really
is
good point.
is definitely a we did it. We accomplished the mission. Good job, team.
Yeah.
And this is like that's Elrond. Maybe this is, or like maybe I take it back where they decide to wear the rings. Lyndon is restored, but there's like some consequences, and Elrond still has his doubts, and maybe that's when like Eregion gets sieged, and they have to go do that because it seems. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
You're not. It's I'm just thinking from like let's say a betrayal factor. Mm-hmm. Galadriel lied to them, and Elrond has no reason to trust her at this point, even though she's like, just trust me. So like he's the guy who's saying like something's wrong, and you always want to listen to that guy. Maybe they're not right, but like if everyone in the what is that,
Galadriel was that person last season. Elrond's like, get the fuck off Middle Earth, dude.
You're right, but now he's I don't have an answer for you then, Ben.
I know.
Just took all the wind out of my sails.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong with what Elrond is. You are not wrong. But Elrond, now the shoe is on the other fucking foot, dude. You can't all act like high and mighty. It's like, oh, how could you not tell us? Motherfucker, you're about to throw your best friend off the face of the earth. He did.
He let her go.
He not only let her go, he told her to go.
And granted, they all thought they were doing the best they could for the ring, or for the Middle Earth. I still make the argument that she never did leave. So maybe the blight didn't end because she didn't leave.
No,
maybe Galadriel is the blight, bro.
Oh my God, here we go.
I'm just saying, I'm a blight conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying we didn't ever see what could have happened. So anyway, we see them riding horses. This looks awesome. Hopefully you don't get another smile scene.
Oh, I can't wait for another smile scene.
I don't want it.
Like all of this is so good. Hold on.
But even if some of it's on the volume, which that like mountain shot didn't look like it.
No, that's it was a good. It kind of that this whole shot right here was like them riding look real. The pullback drone shot looked CGI, and then the mountain shot drone shot looked real. Yeah. So like it seems like a really good mixture of on location and volume.
So they're being chased here.
I think this right here, where the big Peter Jackson drone mountain, like helicopter mountain shot, I think this is their little crew that fights the Barrow-wights later. Like the Michael Bay Avenger shot. Where they're all like sword spinning,
which looks awesome.
So I can't
but
wait.
But rewind it and just play it through because it looks like they're actually being chased, which would make sense because there's not two here, and now there's something trailing behind them.
No, I think it's just the other group.
I don't think so, but okay, agree to disagree.
I think it's just like the group. I think they're just like a little far apart.
No, because we don't see them together right now. But it could also not be non-sequential at the moment.
Well, they gotta, like, oh, this guy's really good at tracking. I gave up my tracking days a long time ago.
They gotta go get him.
One more ride.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Like that was the craziest part of Zack Snyder's like shitty Star Wars Rebel Moon movie. The entire part 1 of Rebel Moon Part 1 is just the gathering of people. That's it. They just go to different planets. They have one little tiny shitty action slow-mo scene, and they're like, fine, I'll join your crew. And that's the movie! And then it ends! And they're like, come back for Rebel Moon Part 2. But don't worry, come back for the Rebel Moon Part 2 director's cut after that. It's like, oh my God, dude, I can't.
They should have just done it how MacGruber did it. Collect them all, and then get them all
blow them up.
It's fantastic.
But I do like the lines underneath where, Elrond's like, he's deceiving you, and Galadriel says, the ring is guiding me. Like.
Right. And in theory, it's supposed to enhance their powers.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably learn, like, what all that is. Because they are screwing around with shit they don't know about. They don't know about Mithril. They don't know what powers it's wielding and what. We do know that it's curing the blight. That's what they've established in the first season.
But I will say, I want to think that the decision to like wear the rings comes later, because I feel like Anenya wearing Galadriel is kind of just like to go back to power scale. Yeah, it's like should just like walk around just like Superstar Mario and just kill the fuck out of everybody.
What she's like, she's like Elsa accidentally like, no, don't touch me.
Yeah,
she probably like. I wonder if we see some scenes of her like not knowing how to wield this power, and Gil-galad is like definitely screwing up.
Let me show you.
Yeah, like hold on, like I've been having power, so I'm waiting for the highlight reels of Gil-galad this season.
Okay, so this I think is Círdan. This is obviously Círdan with his ring. We got a few shots of like a really good looking orc. Halbrand looking very Sauron-esque. And this is Círdan dipping his hands into the water. And I wonder why they're hiding
him.
They're hiding him, and they're hiding if he's in this season, which I think he will be. They're hiding Celeborn.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to see Celeborn. I think that we're going to be on the journey to get Celeborn next season. That's my immediate theory.
Okay.
They have released a still of Círdan, though.
Oh, they have? Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. But
we know he's a shipwright, so he's touching salt water right now. What is that?
Okay, that I think is Sauron's death. This big white explosion, I think, because we're in a dark cave. These look like, you can't really see, but it looks like orcs. I think this is the moment after Adar stabs Sauron with the crown.
And this is where we open in the first season where Galadriel finds that fortress.
I think so. I think this is where like the beginning of the show started.
Got it.
And this, like, we see Galadriel being questioned by Gil-galad, and it seems like she comes clean. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the power rings uniting. We meet Círdan in episode 1 or 2, and then they save Lyndon. They use the rings, and then I don't know. It goes from there.
My question though, too, if we're looking at a Sauron or Halbrand flashback, why does he look so rough? like
I don't know.
Why isn't he living like kind of okay as like the soon to be king of orcs? Maybe they're just all dirty. I don't know. Like,
it's possible, but yeah, I do like this where because look, you see the tree and it's blighted. It's blackened,
and the water looks gross. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Lyndon's not looking great right now. No. It's looking very Fern Gully Act 3.
Whoa.
I know, deep cut right there.
I mean, it basically cast Tim Curry as the Balrog. That was
Don't tempt me.
I mean, you just changed us right here.
I hope he's doing okay.
There's me before. Yeah, me too. I think about him a lot. So answering the question, there's Sauron. Okay. Oh, so that's Halbrand.
So that's the
back
thing
to Eregion.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
He looks rough there.
He looks better than he did walking in the door, but I'm wondering because, like, if they would have shown him sneaking into Eregion, and obviously Celeborn would be like, "What are you doing here?" and closing the doors behind him, and like, "Oh, and people can't know you're here," and what happened? Like, where did you go? All whatever he's gonna say, but like, he's just like riding into Eregion, like, "What's up, doll? What I miss?"
No one knows that he's a problem because Galadriel kept who he was until Lyndon.
She got back to Lyndon. Okay, that makes sense then.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Again, her adolescence has caused another valley for him to come into. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, you're right. And it's just like when I understand this is a 5-season arc, but we gotta have moments. We gotta have like growth. And granted, it seems like she comes clean, but it's at very much duress. Like, that line, like I said, like she's on the verge of tears. So I don't know if, Gil-galad and Elrond are playing good cop, bad cop over there or something like that. But, but it seems like that's what's going on. So
I'm just meaning that she leaves a wig for him to enter because Celebrimbor is the last to know.
Where there's a wig, there's a way.
This wig is not good. Speaking of.
Okay, whose wig is worse, this one or Allison Rivers?
Daenerys's.
Danny's wig is great. What are you talking about?
I know. I saw a great thread though about how like season 1 wigs are off the chain, and then towards the last part of the seasons, her wig is like piss yellow.
Yeah, the blonde really changes throughout the season. You'll learn.
Alice's isn't bad. Here's the thing that they usually like skimp on is hairline. Like they just they're giving us a bad hairline on Alice instead of like showing us wispies here or whatever. They're just pulling the wig forward.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks
like me at Comic-Con. Like,
yeah, exactly. This is worse though, because it doesn't even look like it's attached to his head.
It doesn't.
Like,
it looks
it
like
doesn't.
floating above it. It looks like, when you like create your character on Baldur's Gate and it's like all the different hairs.
100%. He looks like he's balding and they're trying to fix that problem.
Yeah. Like, this was what your hair could look like with a transplant.
AI. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Celebrimbor obviously
He also
hiding.
got fillers too. I'm just going to say it. It looks like he got fillers.
You are obsessed with fillers and people in this show.
I'm not. I'm just saying he got fillers.
So I love
So
this
Galadriel's
shot.
not here.
So she is riding off somewhere. Like, I don't know.
Look at that brooch, though, or the thing that clips her cape.
That's a brooch, right? Oh, that's pretty. I like it.
It's like a dragonfly or something, but it's like leaves. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Costume design doing very much work.
She is.
This is like
no man.
Okay, season 2. We are naming it the Reclamation of Richard Arameo because the man.
That's for you only, dude. I've been on that tip.
But you're just wrong. You were just wrong in season 1. There is nothing Elrond about him in season 1 compared to Hugo Weaving.
He is how J.R.R. Tolkien wrote the man. And that's what makes me right.
How is he like J.R.R. Tolkien?
He's as
betraying
kind
his
as
friends?
Christmas.
Who's kind?
He's really kind to Durin.
Cool.
He's a great friend to Durin. Once he realizes how bad of a friend he's been to Durin.
Exactly. So after he ships one off to the Undying Lands, unknowingly.
He thought he was doing the best.
But you're such a
You're
defender.
wrong.
No, this is Elrond. This is Elrond right here.
That's your Elrond.
Yeah, the correct one. Bro is locked in.
I mean, this whole
sequence is going to be so sick. The Barrow Wights look better than I ever could have imagined. Like, they look so good. I love him so much. Richard Arameo he owns this trailer. Every shot of him in this trailer,
he's locked in.
Beaten and bloodied in his suit of armor, charging death to our foes. Like, oh my gosh, he's so good.
Yeah, he's locked in.
So I'm very excited to see like where the Barrow Downs, like, are they that close to Hobbiton? Like, or the Shire? Or like, are the Barrow Wights like different places in the Second Age? I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea.
Just for those of you that are screaming at your television or your stereo, Ben and I don't read the Silmarillion. We're not like that deep lore. Don't tell us that we're idiots for not knowing. Just tell us.
Yeah, you can leave a comment and say like, "Hey, this is this." I'm down to learn, but do it in a nice way.
Yes,
it's not hard.
I'm just saying like there's shit we don't know, and we're not bad people for not knowing that. So just
Jess is a bad person because she doesn't pick up after herself in the movie theater, but not because she doesn't know where the Barrow Wights are.
I've defended myself enough about leaving trash in the movie theater, and I'm not going to do it anymore because I don't leave trash in the movie theater. So next scene is we see Daddy Celebrimbor. Is he the one saying he deceived me?
Yes, he's saying he deceived me, and boom!
So
Halbrand to
that's
Anatar.
he deceived me happens at another point. It must be.
Yeah. This is definitely like edited.
Laid over.
Yeah.
Look at how much,
Bro, I don't think anyone is excited to wear a blonde wig as Charlie Vickers. Like, this is not his character. He's just like, yeah. Like the
he looks like a Ken doll. He looks like
does.
Barbie.
He absolutely is. Like, his skin looks plastic right now. It looks
because he got fillers.
Oh my god.
I just like.
But this is literally like that the mewing filter that people have been using with the push. Like, this is literally that. He doesn't even need the filter. Like, it's so great.
He does it. But I'm just one of our new subscribers mentioned in the comments that they've confirmed there will be some LGBTQ, some representation. It will be really sad if it's Celebrimbor and Sauron, because he's gonna get his little daddy heart hurt.
Celebrimbor's not daddy.
He is daddy. He's
not.
leather daddy.
He's not at all.
You can't tell me who's daddy and not who daddy.
I can. We can literally like break down the facts of it. But
no, the daddy of the rings.
It is so great because Anatar means Lord of Gifts, and I was watching Nerd of the Rings, and he says like it might just be like a rights issue because Lord of Gifts is from the Silmaril, so I don't.
Yeah.
Like, share of Gifts is fine if canon people really are like, well, it's not what it means. I'm like, okay,
it is a gift.
It is a gift. But yeah, it seems like he comes to him as Halbrand, and then
I think he's reforged. So like we saw the light split him up when he got stabbed, right?
Okay.
And I think he's walking out of a forge, and Celebrimbor helps him find a new.
Oh, so you think Adar kills him again in Mordor?
No. Oh, no. But
okay.
No. But I think I just broke for a second.
If internet were brain power, Jess was on dial-up just for like just a second with yeah.
No, I don't think that's what happened. I'm just saying Sauron decorporealized when he got stabbed.
Yes.
And in that light, right? We just said we saw that frame where there was like the big light show from like the ice fortress. We see Anatar walking out of the forge. I just think he's being forged a new body.
Okay, so I think Halbrand shows up to Eregion as Halbrand,
right?
And then
which I still have no theory as to why he.
I don't know.
Came around the mountain.
And honestly, you might be right about that. The only time we see Adar is in flashbacks. It's very possible, like that they like
until I think you're also right. Until Elrond goes to face him down.
Yeah,
or
like I don't
like
think
that.
we get. Which is really sad because that was one thing that I was like could not wait for is Adar and Big Boy.
I don't want to I can't acknowledge that he's doing this, but he's playing with the headphone cord. And I can't tell him he's bad because if I tell him that he's bad, he'll do it more. And
yes.
I want to discourage him from doing it. So
you have to put him on camera and shame him. He's very camera shy.
He's lost weight.
Welcome to the internet, Blue. You're canceled.
Oh, no.
You were caught chewing on a headphone wire. What do you have to say for yourself?
No, Blue. He just was being a cat. Can't he grow?
This is 2024. That's not an acceptable excuse.
He has to write an apology. He's so upset.
He's so upset. He's pacing back and forth. He's gonna go into his iPhone notes app and make a really. I'm sorry if that offended you.
He's gonna screen cap it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know if I can be associated with Blue anymore.
It's very.
So I think he's just being forged a new body. That's all.
I like that. Honestly, I like that. Where he might be like, hey, Celebrimbor, we're gonna work on some rings, but you just gotta trust me here. I'm gonna go full Hunger Games and the Woman of Fire and come out in like a Phoenix dress.
What if Celebrimbor like makes him into the form he's most attracted to?
It's very possible. It's very possible. A share of gifts. I bet you are. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so are they like? Oh yeah, they're bringing in an anvil. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they are in full work mode over here. Like this looks like an Amazon packaging facility.
So this is why I think the dwarves come back, but we'll see.
Dwarves come back where? Sorry.
Here. I think that because this was my theory. We are. This is going to be the longest episode. It's going to be impossible to export. My theory is that the Anatar dwarves stories collide.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think because like it seems later on in the trailer that Durin and the dwarves come to rescue a Region, like that they're dying.
Yeah,
and
that's
he's like,
probably
come
right.
fight for our friends, and I think that's Durin being like, I need to go help Elrond. Let me muster the dwarves.
Got it. All right. So now here's the part I hate the most about this trailer, because all of a sudden we're in Tatooine and we got fucking like
This is like the most Spielberg shot ever. Like,
which is great. You can't go wrong with just like duping somebody you love. But then you got like what are the guys?
It seems like it's literally like this is a 4-minute trailer, so it is a long trailer because like they're trying to fit like all how is it 4 storylines in here. And so I understand the length of it, but it's literally just like hard cut. Okay, that's a Region's storyline and the Ring storyline. Now we're gonna talk about Nori and the Stranger.
Right. I just mean like there's what are the bad guys from Tatooine?
Oh, the Sand People.
The guys with the bronze
Tusken,
masks here
yeah,
look
the
like
Tusken
those.
Raiders. Yeah,
they look like the Tusken Raiders.
It's literally this is very Star Wars. Like this whole like first like 10 seconds of Nori's storyline is very Star Wars.
So I have no idea where they are, but if they're like in Rune or he's finally gotten to Rune, there's not a lot written about Rune. So the showrunners and that's based off the knowledge I have, which is cursory. They probably have a lot more room to like elaborate or get creative.
Yeah, why is Tom Bombadil out here?
Right. Let's find out. I don't know.
No, this is
who the hell is Tom Bombadil?
And also like Nerd of the Rings had a very good point where it's just like Tom Bombadil's very sing-songy and jokey and like happy-go-lucky. Like are we gonna get that? I think we're gonna get that when they first meet, and then like the one line in the trailer that we get, like, oh, will you leave them to their fate, or whatever he says, like, will you help fight, is like his last moment where like he just like, will you help them? Like, but I like this stuff. I still don't know. I know Jess is fully in the Stranger is Gandalf camp, which is completely justified. I still don't know. I still am like, it could be Saruman, it could be Gandalf, it could be a blue wizard. It's definitely not Radagast, thank God. No bird shit in this guy's beard.
But like again, they're doing the thing, the beat for beat again of season 1, where we'll find out the name of him later, at the end of this season.
I think this is more fan stuff. I think it's that where it's like the fans are guessing who he is, and I don't know if they're going to give him a name, but I don't think that's going to be his plot is find out who this is. Like find out, who's mystery, like who's that Pokemon. I don't think it's going to be that. I think he's going to have a storyline of like finding the stars, and do I need to go fight Sauron? Am I on my own vision quest? Where does Nori fit into this? I don't see Poppy. I'm very upset.
You're very, very upsetting. Someone
like,
wanted the LGBTQ representation to be Nori and Sam, or Nori and Poppy, and you are allowed to have that desire for your fan fiction. No.
I'm just so tired of shipping everybody. Like, friends exist in life, guys. Like, platonic friends exist.
and I also like seeing women supporting other women that don't want to F each other, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so live your fantasy, girl.
Yeah, shipping's fine. But, so, we see Nori say, like, I'm trying to help my friend find his destiny. I'm glad he's not silent anymore. I'm glad the Stranger has, full lines of dialogue. These are Nerd of the Rings called them the Nazgûls, which I think is like, I will give him full credit because that is the best way to describe them.
That's fantastic.
We were calling them witch hotties from last season.
Yes. Are they? These are the same people.
They look like the same people, or at least different. More of them. I don't know if they're because when they quote unquote die, they turn into moths or butterflies. So I don't know if they're like Nazgûls is so good. Like, shout out to Nerd of the Rings. That is really, really good. He's got 1 million subscribers for a reason. But I don't know if they're reforming here or, going out and searching via moth or something like that. But they are definitely going to be a factor in this season.
And they are wherever he is because the lighting is the same. Like,
yes, they are also in Rune.
You know what it is? It's Dune.
I was going to say it's like Breaking Bad, just how they filter like, oh, we're in Mexico. It's all yellow.
Right,
it's like, okay, dude, like that the filters don't exist. But it is a good visual language of like to know where you are.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it is very like Dune. We just watched Indiana Jones. It's very Indiana Jones, especially like riding into the sunset like that with the flag.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I am a little more interested in this storyline now that we have a talking, fully sentient stranger with Tom Bombadil. I wish Poppy was there with Nori.
I know.
But I'll eventually
They're really
get over
far, too. So their Poppy's not showing up anytime soon.
Bro is going full Glenn Powell with twisters over here. Like, he's a tornado wrangler.
And we never see Gandalf like this powerful, by the way.
No, they really nerf Gandalf in
That's
the
fair.
movies.
That's true. That's really true.
Because I've heard like plenty of times, like even like Nerd of the Rings, and there's a guy I follow on TikTok. I can't think of his name, but he's gone over like that. Gandalf the White would have absolutely like obliterated the Witch King in a straight up fight, and they don't do that in the movies. And
he didn't. The way they did it in the book is he could either save Faramir or Denethor, not Denethor, Theoden, and he couldn't be in both places. So that's why they had, but anyway, we digress.
He's making some twisters. He's talking to Tom Bombadil, where he's like, is it my task to face Sauron?
That's the problem with Tom Bombadil.
What?
He looks too much like Numenorian guy. With a different beard.
They don't do a good job here. We'll if you guys are watching on YouTube, we'll pause on like, I don't know. He just looks like another dude, and just like he's definitely in Rune, and that's fine. But like, I need him to have some kind of whimsical energy to him. I need to have some energy to him, like some kind of bigger than most.
Like he slays on the UCB stage on Saturday night. Like, this guy is the funniest dude there. I'm telling you. So maybe that's his whimsical energy. Just put a flannel on him and he will slay.
He absolutely, and then he's just like going home with somebody every night from the crowd. Just crushing. Like, don't bring your girl or guy around this man, because they are not going to be your partner by the end of the night.
And he's not crushing audience members, he's crushing everyone in the cast. Yeah. It's over. People join UCB to be with this guy. We're not talking about anybody I know.
Now we see Farazan, and it seems like he's actually getting a different vision from the Palantir, and I don't know what it is.
Maybe because he's evil. Maybe
it is because he's evil. And you asked the question on Twitter, who would RDJ be in Lord of the Rings? It'd be Farazan.
I'm going to close the poll.
Yep.
You got the right answer.
It would be Farazan. I couldn't, like, I always forget his name, so I didn't want to respond
It's tough.
By,
it's fair.
Rings of Power Littlefinger, but he is definitely, like, RDJ is for sure Farazan.
Yep, perfect.
But we see him with the eagle later on, and I don't know if he's like negotiating with the eagle. I don't think he's gonna ride the eagle, because eagles are very noble creatures and can like sense evil.
I would imagine they'd be like, Farazan, you kind of suck. Like,
yeah, dude.
Not on the back of these wings.
Yeah, but like,
he sees looks like some waves, but then there's something else. Ooh, look at it. It's a Balrog. Okay. So that shot is what makes me think.
So look, you see a very cute baby Balrog in the torch. Like, I kind of want to take him home. Like,
we can
has little puppy Balrog.
Won't we do? Keep me warm in the winter.
Has cheese.
Feed me, please.
Like, it's very cute. I can't lie. As terrifying as these creatures are. And I feel like this is Halbrand being like, how do I stop the dwarves? And he like vision quests this Balrog. Or maybe he's talking to Durin the Elder, and he's like, you need these rings to stop this thing.
I think that's why I think the two timelines collide here, or the two stories, because he's like, hey bro, like, I remember you when we were like in the First Light, like he knows the Balrog from way back when, and he does like manipulate them somehow, either offering help or what have you.
I don't even know if he needs to negotiate with the Balrog. I think he just needs to let him loose.
Not negotiate with the Balrog, negotiate with the dwarves. I think he's like stoked to know that there's a Balrog that's about to be unleashed, is my point. Like, this is like a good win for his army. Maybe that's what Halbrand, Anatar, Sauron convinces Durin the Second that he needs the rings for, is to have control over this homie. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Because we see that Durin the Elder already has a ring. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm really curious to see how the timelines break down. We get the big Balrog spear, like just absolutely going ham right here. And we talked about this mainly in, the trailer reaction we had is like, what is the timeline of Khazad-dûm? Because it seems really truncated. And when I was watching Nerd of the Rings, it says like, this shouldn't happen for 4,000 years.
Yeah.
Where, like, the
is that what he said?
Yeah, it's like at the minimum 2,000.
Wow.
So... like, and that's the thing is that, like, this seems to be a very old mithril-rich mine that they are just, like, chugging away at for a long time before they reach the Balrog. But
let them change it, but you're totally right. You just can't have...
I'm fine. I don't need it to be, like, exactly 2,000 years or anything like that, but, like, I need them to produce mithril so that Frodo gets a vest eventually.
But that being said, if they mined a crap ton of mithril, then maybe... I think they're justifying it in the fact that we don't see mithril any other place in the movies. And they even say it would be worth the entire Shire or something like that. It is rare. So maybe they didn't mine, if you can't hear the air quotes, all that much. Maybe that's the justification.
It might be. It very well could be, for sure. But yeah, but especially with how powerful it is that, like, it's in the Elven Rings now. I'm wondering like how they're going to justify doing anything else with it.
Right.
But yeah, Mithril's a big, I don't want to say point of contention, but like a big point.
Yeah.
And now we've got the father and son arguing about the ring. And it feels like he's like trying to get the ring off his finger right here. Like kind of struggling with his hand, like get it off. And then his father just backhands him, like superhero punches him across the room.
I wonder if at this point Elrond has told Durin everything that's going on and then has heard that rings were being made and given from Eregion, and so Durin knows this is a dangerous ring.
I think so.
It has to be, right?
It has to be because of Elrond. I don't know what like the sequence of events is, but it's got to be Elrond talking to younger Durin, like as BFFs.
And Durin's not wearing his
no, he doesn't have his prince collar because he got it taken off.
He's been stripped of it. Yeah, interesting.
I'm really I love the dwarves in season 1, so I'm very, very excited to see. So where do you think this is obviously
go back? That looks like Gondor. I know it's not.
It's definitely Numenor, but it's definitely like very reminiscent of Minas Tirith for sure, with the white tree and the cliff's edge and everything right there.
So you don't think this is Eregion where they're pouring?
I think it's Eregion for sure.
Oh, what was the question then?
Oh, the bridge. This is Khazad-dûm, but do you think this is because of the Balrog?
I thought you said something that was pretty enlightening, that like there's tremors up to a certain point.
I think that's what it is. I think, either Sauron, maybe through that flame magic he's got, like where the little cutie little, I want that little plushie. Like that would be a great little like wall hanging of like a torch with like a Balrog that comes out.
Oh my God. Like,
patent
okay.
It. Someone on Etsy who's way more talented than me, make me that lamp and I'll pay like $300 for it.
No. They give it to you for free because they're going to make a lot of money from other people buying it. I think this tremor happens because the Balrog is waking up, which then makes Durin the Second look to outward help, and that's why Sauron shows up.
Boom. Facts. Done and done.
You heard it.
Put me in the writer's room. I'm so excited to see what Disa does in this season. I love the actress so much. Do you think she's going to be a little Cersei?
Oh. Well, I mean, she was giving Queen Mab like we're gonna.
She was giving Lady Jessica vibes at the end of season 1.
Totally, which I take umbrage with anyway. But anyway, my theory I think is wrong, where she was going to be one of the dwarves that gets a ring, because clearly Durin is confiding in her during the third. And it's like, something's wrong with these rings. My bro Elrond's like, no. And so Disa's scared that something bad's going down. I think we're just gonna see her like do some badass stuff.
I think I'm
afraid they're gonna kill her.
I don't know if it's. I think she does die. I don't know if it's this season, but I think you're right. She does die off. But like especially later when we see like the bats flying out and she's just kind of like looking at them Batman style. I'm just like, this chick is evil and I'm here for it. She is scheming, dude.
Maybe she does get a ring because she betrays Durin the Third.
It's very possible. It's very, very possible.
She does love that man, though, so let's hope not.
But maybe she loves the throne more.
Okay, so this is like outside of Numenor, probably like on that island still, but not by the town.
Yeah, this is like on the outskirts of Numenor, and it's the queen slowly fading into the water. And I don't know if this is a vision, because we see, the Kraken in the teaser trailer. We don't see it in this one.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it might be a vision of like what's either the fall of Numenor or what's waiting for them in the sea if Numenor falls or something like that.
That's a beautiful woman, though.
It is a very beautiful woman.
But she submerges herself because, all women who are sad like to get into water. Oh, can you go back a little bit? Back to her. It was skipping for me.
Okay. Yeah, it just goes, it's like a very quick scene.
No, I know. But like all of a sudden it just went to I'm just not seeing it play. Okay, go for it.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I think, again, I'm hoping I understand tone.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this series, and maybe even like Peter Jackson's series, because they cut a lot of songs out of there too. Like the tone of even like Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings might not have been good for dancing, skipping,
sure.
Goldberry and Tom Bombadil, because
Sure.
it is very doom and gloom for 2 3/4 movies. And even so, that final scene of everyone laughing in the bright room as Frodo wakes up, everyone's like, "Oh, this is weird. Oh, is everyone gay?" It's like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like,
people say that?
That's a whole joke in Clerks 2.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
That's all my friends were talking about that weren't nerds like me. Were just like, "I don't know, man. That seemed like really like they didn't say sus at the time. They said other words that I can't say that were very common to use back then."
That's really unfortunate. Dumb.
But that was the mood of that. And so it's like, I'm in the camp of, yeah, I'd like to see, him sing a few songs. I'd like to see Goldberry show up and be, whimsical and magical. And, Tom Bombadil be like, "Will you abandon them to their doom? Because you're not as powerful as me, dog. Couldn't be me." See, if I change like one note on this flute, Sauron dies. But you know what? I'm going to leave it up to you.
Not my job. Yeah. Deal with it.
Not my monkeys, not my circus. So I'd love to see that, but then I also understand that it might not be in the tone of this show.
Right.
And I understand that book fans might be very upset by that, and I totally can empathize with that, because this is a character that people have been waiting to see for a century. Literally a century. So I understand that, but at the same time, we have to realize that there's a lot of things that got cut out of the Hobbit movie. A lot of things that got cut out of Lord of the Rings movies. Like Sam even does the fireworks poem for Gandalf, and that's like the one time we hear a poem, and he's like, "Oh, it's not good, it's not good, it's not good." And it's almost like the MCU being like, "Oh, can you believe this thing?" Like, they did that for almost 10 years when everyone was like, "Fine, like, guys, we're here. I'm okay with big purple Thanos and, all these things and mystical beings and Doctor Strange. You don't have to keep borderline breaking the fourth wall."
Yeah.
To be like, "No." Well, that was like a big thing of like, I won't spoil anything about Deadpool Wolverine, but he's wearing the suit finally. And there's a few mentions of like, "Why weren't you wearing the suit in 2000? All these like jokes like, "Oh, they could only wear black leather and like, tactical gear." It's like, no, dude, like, we're in a comic book movie. Be comic book accurate.
Character. Yeah, totally.
And so I understand both parties of Tom Bombadil. Of like, I understand you want him to be, we cast Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
We sure, for a reason.
For a reason, because he would give us both of that. I think Kurt Russell should have been this casting, because he would have fucking crushed.
Can you imagine?
Because he would have been laughing with his big old beard and like, "Oh my gosh, can you believe that?" And then be the
most frightening character.
And then when he could deliver this line, "Will you abandon them to their doom?"
Yeah,
that's a very good line.
Yeah.
So I'm very hopeful for Tom Bombadil, but I want to caution everybody that knows Tom Bombadil, you might not get what you're looking for. Exactly what you said, Jess. Be careful what you wish for. Don't meet your heroes, because it might not be who you want them to be.
Did I say that? I was very, very succinct and smart.
You were. We've got Khazad-dûm, light. I love this stuff. Like, we don't need to see this. I'm fine with caves being lit. Like, you think about Balin's tomb, it makes no sense in Lord of the Rings that like there's one shaft of light always shining on the tomb, no matter.
Man.
Yeah,
crystals.
it's great.
No,
Crystals, mirrors.
But seeing the practicality of it.
Seeing the
That's a lover's quarrel. I'm telling you. Oh wait, what was that? Who just brought a big axe down?
Oh, that was just it's just like a flash of like an orc, like just chopping someone's head off at a Region, like probably killing an elf right here.
I guess that is a Region, right?
I mean, you see the archer right above him. It seems like I was watching Lord of the Rings video. It says that this battle is going to take place over many episodes. So it's not going to be one.
That's kind of cool.
It is very cool that this siege of a Region is going to take, like, we see catapults. There's going to be like many stages of this to where like it'd be, the Battle of Minas Tirith takes like 24 hours. Like they attack during the day. They go overnight and then, or 12 hours maybe. And then like, the Rohirrim show up at dawn.
Right.
So like, it's a long time. And this could be very well at a Region. Like they got to siege them. They got to catapult them. And then they got to invade. And then I think we'll get to it where Elrond's army might show up a little bit late, but, on time to save the day. What have you done to me?
It's a lover's quarrel. I'm telling you. They're upset. They're in their Palm Springs,
Yeah, the honeymoon phase is over.
Uh-huh.
They're getting down to it. Like
I'm telling you,
they just moved in together, so they didn't think like like the infatuation section's over. Sex doesn't cure everything.
They were about to get a puppy, but like they couldn't agree on which one. And
it's like Halbrand keeps leaving drinks without a coaster, and it keeps making rings on all of Celeborn's.
The walnut.
Yeah. You can't do it, man. You got to know who you're living with.
So that looks like a ring. Oh my god, I didn't catch this.
This is like that. This is the most. This is early 2000s. This is straight out of Peter Jackson, like Michael Bay's Rings of Power.
But look at the Mew. Look at the Mew.
It's you put the music behind it, the slow motion. But it's so great. And that's the thing is that this is why I think we're going to see Adar present day.
More. Yeah.
It's because leave Sauron to me because he realizes he's back, or maybe this is a flashback. Maybe this is like the orcs being like we didn't take our union mandated 30-minute lunch break, and Joe got sent off to fight the most powerful elf, and we know he couldn't beat him, but Sauron doesn't care about us.
But he is sitting on a throne of some make, so that would be pretty bold to do that before. So
yeah.
I think you're right. This is after.
I think it's after.
Because look at that. Looks like a man back there, and not. Ugh.
So do you
Who
think
is that? Is that Adar?
That's Adar stabbing someone very hard with a crown.
And I think that's Halbrand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Halbrand, Sauron before the show started. I think that, like you're right, this is a flashback, and that big explosion of white I think is him decorporealizing.
Yes. But then this.
Bro, what a shot, man.
Who is that?
I think it's a random elf fighting at a Region. I don't know
because it's very Boromir.
I think it might be one of Elrond's crew, the circle shot. I think it's someone we're going to get to know this season, and it's going to be a very like traumatic character death.
They're going to Stranger Things us.
For sure. They're going to introduce us to Joseph Quinn or, Sean Astin, and then they're going to die horribly.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, look.
Dude, okay. We talked about like Jace coming into his haircut over like some time.
Sure.
He looks so good here. Yeah. I can't get over how like he is so well styled in this second season so far, and I realized we haven't seen a single second of the episode, but he looks so good.
I think they all hear about this guy Anatar who has long hair, and all the elves are like, we should let our hair grow long.
I just think I think he looked too young or too babish in the first season.
Young. He really did.
And so I think the years, as much as we've given Charlie Vickers a little bit of a hard time, the years have done Richard Arameo well. Like
this is some guy that we're gonna enjoy watching at whatever stage of his career. It's actually good for him because sometimes when you look a specific way, it's harder to get booked. Like a friend of mine was told, you will book once you are 45. You look like you're 45 now, but because you aren't, you're not going to book. And so at least Robert Aramayo was able to get a job, because he's so talented. But he's aging into this role really well.
He is. It's kind of like
pretty right now.
He is. He looks very good. It's like Orlando Bloom when he came back for the Hobbit series. Like, he didn't look his younger waifish self anymore, but like he looked filled out. And you're like, yeah, I could see this guy fighting a full-grown orc with Orcrist. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Celeborn. That hand. That's not Elrond. That hand on Galadriel's cheek, that is Celeborn.
Do you think she's like flashbacking, or is she like
it might be a flashback, and maybe we still don't see his face. We just hear a voice or something like that.
Bro, I could look up a picture of Robert Aramayo's hand right now and confirm that, because that's a very distinctive thumb.
Do it.
Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, that's his hand.
I don't believe so.
That's really funny. Someone has a Reddit picture of his hand.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm going to say it's him. Why? What makes you think it's Celeborn?
The way she's reacting. There's never been an inkling of romantic tension between.
That's totally fair. Okay.
Okay. Elrond's like my third choice for this. If not, this might be like a Halbrand thing.
Oh.
It might be a Halbrand thing before it's Elrond.
Interesting. Okay, so let's watch the sequence. They really make us think it's Elrond, though.
It is. It is very well edited into making you think that it's Elrond.
Huh.
This is the orcs attacking Eregion.
Sure.
The bridge has collapsed. You see the catapults in the back. Like, they have just been going.
Oh,
look at this man. Look at this man, Jessica. Like, I don't know if this is like the second attack after they won the night battle or something, and they're picking through the dead bodies and seeing if their friends survived, and then that shot right before this of the orcs attacking is like a second wave, kind of like we've won the day. Not, but
he's seen some shit.
He has seen some shit. The makeup department, kudos.
And lighting, everything, good. All of it.
Oh. Everything looks so good. His armor is insane.
I would let him have sex with me as is right here if that was real dirt and blood. That is hot.
Oh, wow. It has to be real dirt and real blood?
No, I'm just saying, if it was, I'd be into him.
Only if it's real dirt and real blood, everybody.
If he came back from the battle looking
just got halfway through. Fake blood, get the fuck off me.
I got Stereon, man.
But no, he looks so good. Like this is Hugo Weaving right here. Like this trailer alone has convinced me that this is Elrond. Honestly, I'm so excited to see what this character does and what this man does with this role. Yeah, like Adar is leading orcs into charge. I think we are. The more I do see of this trailer, I think we are getting a lot of Adar. But
You're totally right. I was wrong.
I think Elrond and Adar are going heads up 1v1ing.
That's my little orc boy right there on his left. That's my guy right there. We got him.
Why are you carrying a torch, bro? The sun's out.
That's a really good point.
Look at Tom Bombadil suiting up, man.
Dude, girls at UCB love him. They have a thread about him.
Oh, for sure. Oh.
Why did they take so long? Oh, you know what I just realized? That's a female Ent.
Yeah, she's an Ent wife.
Wow.
I think we lose her in this season.
Oh yeah, no, we do. Just like the Ent, we lost them.
We lost the Ent wives. We lose them this season. But I love the way she looks. I think that's a great looking Ent, honestly.
Wow.
It's such a
she's
cool
a cherry
design.
blossom, little baby. Yeah, get a girl. Oh.
Our boys together.
Oh, okay, they are together. Okay, so that confirms that, I think. Ooh, look at the gilding on that rock. That is such a nice touch.
And if you remember how he looks when he's talking to his father, Durin, talking to older Durin.
Blown out,
yeah, he's much more like stressed and like weather worn. So this has to be earlier in the season where he's like, more kempt.
Yeah. Flakempt. I need
your axe, old friend. Oh, that's a line right there, man. That's my boys.
I'm excited. All right, so some Numenorian.
Some Numenorian. I don't know why this is the only shot of this man in this trailer.
They really did us dirty with some. I know that he ends up in a prison.
Okay.
They do have a shot of him in some sort of like keep holding cell.
It's got to be Farazan, you know, like taking power and throwing him in jail for sure.
Totally.
Ned Starking his ass.
Yes.
But still, it's like the fact that Isildur, I understand. You just need to show him fighting, you know, Shelob or her babies.
Right.
He's stuck in the Southlands or Mordor, you know, trying to find his way out. Totally understand that. Elendil needs to be in more of this trailer. It's my biggest complaint that we barely see him.
Maybe he does a lot and they just don't know how to edit the trailer into the trailer, you know? Like maybe there's just really a lot of story. That's
seems
one
like
way we
there's
can
a
look
lot
at
of
it.
story.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like the fact that you said, like the fact that we don't see Arondir till 3 minutes in, like it's crazy.
Or maybe they're just, who is that guy?
Oh, they named him. I can't.
Nadir or something like that? No, I saw it briefly.
Yeah. What's his name? Narvi.
Which sounds like Navi from Zelda, to be fair.
Yes, very true.
It doesn't, but...
No, I think he's one of the Dwarf Lords that gets a ring. I could be wrong.
Sure.
But him and Disa look badass here.
She doesn't have a ring on. I'm just looking for rings.
Isildur fighting the Shelob babies.
Yeah, it's definitely a baby, because it's too little.
But, like, I mean, this is a long time before, you know, so we'll see, like, how big she is at this time. But
sure.
I agree that it's definitely, like, there's going to be a bunch of spiders that he fights off, like, the
Mirkwood kind of vibes.
For sure. Fight with our friends. Big tail.
Yeah, we got an all lot. He's coming. Hold on a second. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on, Bubba. Okay. he dipped out.
He's like, camera shy.
He went like, he still canceled everybody. So sorry.
Yeah.
Fight with our friends.
Like as I watch this more, I'm so excited for our boys to reunite. So easily the highlight of season 1, him and Disa and Elrond all together, best parts of season 1. So I'm super excited to have them back. And the fact that we didn't get them in the finale, like, freaking, the Ant Wife just backhanding somebody. I think that looks like a Arondir. That might be like
sure does.
It looks like that might be their kind of like, are you an orc type of interaction?
Cute.
Yeah. And he just gets blasted.
No, it's a woman. Look at the ponytail.
Oh, I did see the ponytail.
Adar.
I don't think it's Adar. I think it's like one of I think it's Galadriel's crew or Elrond's crew.
Elrond's crew.
And then they have like a misunderstanding and like have a little fight, but then you see Galadriel throw up a freaking lantern.
Sick.
Dude,
it's a sick shot.
It is a sick shot. And then you got Elrond, looks like flanking the enemy in a Region. Dude, like,
looks good.
They are going ham this season.
You can see why I wanted to do shot for shot, right? Like,
no, there's so much to cover.
Yeah.
There's so much to cover in this trailer. Like, I knew we were gonna forget stuff, so I'm glad we're doing this. But this looks so good. Like, it looks like they at least built this set to that wall. Like, this looks like a full set. Maybe the wall's on the volume, but it feels like every extra is here. It feels like there's 50 people on screen right now fighting. Yeah,
and that will make a difference in the quality. Yeah,
because like there's even like a shot in Two Towers where they're loading up the big. If you watch it, they're loading up the big ladders at Helm's Deep, and you can just see the edges of the orc horde. There's like 30 Uruk-hai, and you can just see the edges, and you're like, oh, little tiny movement mistake. But having 30 6-foot armored Uruk-hai on screen still looks sick as hell.
It still works and fills the screen. Totally.
Yes.
That's really funny. Who's he fighting?
Oh, what a pause. Oh my god, look at that. I don't know who he's fighting, but it don't matter because homeboy's done.
He's basically pulling a Legolas where he stabs the guy in the face and pulls the arrow back. But
look how nonchalant Arondir is. Just
I'm telling you, he's so good. I don't know if he's a good actor or not, but he is so good at this fighting. I put
him in the same category as Orlando Bloom. Like, I don't know how big of range Orlando Bloom has, but when you put him in the right thing, a la Lord of the Rings or Pirates, he excels.
Yes. This is the best gift we could have gotten from this series. Robert Aramayo is climbing, but this guy.
Robert Aramayo is like cryptocurrency, GameStop, like climbing, in my opinion. Invest now and just like hold on, baby, because we're going to the moon.
Dogecoin, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Amazing fight scene. See, this is where I think like, I want to see if I can like pause it here with Disa, because she's just like straight Christian Bale. Like, look at that. Like, she's not flinching.
She's not flinching. She must know that she's like
look
unleashing them. Yeah. She's
it's
cool,
a bad
man.
pause because the CGI model doesn't look great.
That doesn't look great, actually.
Doesn't look great.
It looks like we're looking at
looks like Two Towers
PG-3.
video game.
But what if she like sings the bats awake or something? Because those are big bats. I think
the Balrog. I think it's another Balrog, but I don't think she's scared. I don't think she's like afraid of the darkness or anything like that.
Which is, if that's true, then her saying "I'm scared" is a big deal later.
Or it's a lie.
Is she gonna betray her baby husband?
It's possible, man.
Her daddy husband?
I think so.
Is she not gonna be daddy this season?
She's not.
Okay.
And then you see Celebrimbor dumping all 9 rings into the fire. I feel like this is like right after it's like, what have you done to me? And then he's too deep in it to not stop forging, but then he realizes who Anatar is.
So this is definitely during the siege this is happening, because look at how like...
Yes.
He also no one believes me. He looks like Robert Aramayo. He looks like Robert Aramayo so much to me. But how do you know it's all 9 rings? Because does it look like that?
I think you can see it. Him dumping the rings.
I thought no, you don't see anything.
Oh, you don't. Okay. I think like Nerd of the Rings said that, so I'm just going off him. So I thought you could you could see him.
You can see him, or maybe we just can't see it right
now. Or
now.
maybe it's because the following line is give me the 9.
Sure.
And so maybe he's like trying to destroy them before that.
Oh no! I thought we saw Farazan fly in on an eagle in the teaser trailer, which is why but like obviously he's treating with the eagle right now.
Yes, he's treating with the eagle. I don't think we did. I think it's just the same shot of the eagle landing. I could be wrong though. Let me go.
But this looks good. That looks real good. Look at the light going through the feathers too. That's nice. Some nice stuff. It is nice.
I think what you saw is like the eagle landing, and then him standing in front of it with the sword.
And it does look like they're working together or something.
So maybe like he's treating with him and then turns around and like draws his sword or something like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see the eagle just eat him up like a bird.
Eric Region is getting wrecked, dude.
Whoa.
Like it's just full on getting wrecked. So is Celebrimbor. Bro is
so sad.
Bro is put through it. I don't know if he makes it through this season.
I don't know
the history of this character. So
neither do I. And that does not look like a man ring. That looks like a dwarf ring or something. But maybe I'm wrong.
It could be. You will give me the 9. I gotta say, he looks great.
His 5 head's really prominent, but it does work.
Maybe that's why the other wig looks bad. He's like, pull it down a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, ugh.
Big old, like, this is the thing, is that there are so many, granted, this might be the only quote-unquote action we get, but if a battle's gonna last 4 episodes, which never happened in Game of Thrones, we always got, like, 1 hour-long battle episode, which are always great. Like, if this siege, like, just happens in stages of, like, siege, battle in the courtyard, charge of Elrond, and then the recharge of Adar and the final orcs, and we lose the fight or whatever it is, I think it'd be awesome. But it seems like we're getting a lot of stages of this battle, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Because this is a troll, right?
Yes, big old cave troll.
They have a troll.
But that's the thing, is that we're getting other action in the Ent Forest or wherever Galadriel and her merry band of misfits are.
And this is, God, maybe it's on the outskirts of Mordor or something.
It could be in the Southlands for sure. And she's wrecking shop and is about to double knock an arrow like she's in the Return of the King video game, fully upgraded. Look at that, dude. She's locked in.
She's killing it. Not amazing form, but she's still killing it.
Look at this shot. Look at this man's jawline. Like,
how the foresight of the casting director to know that he was going to be this good in season 2. I've not even, you know what I mean?
No, I am here to eat the crow, because all of our review of season 1, I'm just like, this is not Elrond, this is not Hugo Weaving. I'm here to take it all back, and I'm here to join the church of Aramaeontology.
We have been waiting for you.
Yeah,
is all I'll say.
My thetan levels are through the fucking roof right now.
We just need you to pay $200,000 more, and then you'll go up one more level.
Worth it.
I know.
But yeah, he looks so dope, and this charge is going to be awesome. And you see in this charge, in the background of the orcs, that like this is very reminiscent of the Rohirrim charge of Pelennor Fields, where like the city behind them is already kind of in ruins. They've been catapulting overnight, and then they're going to charge during the day. So and I think they're doing that for a reason. I think like the sun is going to come up, and you know he's going to give the death to our foes. Ride now, ride for ruin, and the world, like he's going to do all that. And I'm excited to see Richard Aramayo own this moment. I'm excited for his Theoden speech for sure.
And this has got to be episode 8 or 9.
Yes, and I'm willing to wait, because this looks worth the wait. This looks so good. Like, probably the orcs and the city are obviously CGI, but these are all real cavalry people riding.
Totally.
Yeah, and that's
oof.
It's a final shot for a
reason. And it wasn't
man.
until they turned the into the actual ring that I was like, oh, yep, that's going to be the ring. Actually. Yep.
And that is the final shot of the trailer, y'all.
Y'all, so that was a lot to get through. It's full. I don't even know if we could look at the first season trailer and like claim that there was that much. I wonder how the two hold up against each other.
And that's the thing, is that this doesn't feel like, you know, we talked about not Rings of Power, House of the Dragon, where they're showing like a lot of the dragon stuff and fighting, and so far we've only gotten Rook's Rest, and you know, judging by this last episode, we might get one more dragon fight, you know, in the finale or something like that.
Yeah.
But even with just like the political scheming, like not much has happened in that regards. This feels packed to the fucking brim. This feels almost like they might have to brush over some things, because like they've got to do a lot with Nori and the Stranger. They've got a lot with Galadriel and her quest. They got a lot with Elrond and his quest to become a leader, and you know, because he gets Gil-galad's ring. So, you know, like, he's got to prove himself to Gil-galad, and what's going on with the Elven Council, and the Dwarves, and the Balrog, and their rings, and Celebrimbor, and Anatar. It's like, there's a lot going on in this season.
But if we can, like, you know, hindsight 2020, appreciate everything they did in season 1 to give us the playground to have all of this information. Yeah. If you guys are interested and you're just finding us, welcome. We're so stoked to have you here. We have not only in the annals of our Patreon, the first watch through with our former host of the show of Rings of Power as it was coming out, but Ben and I did a whole recap that can act as your companion as you're rewatching the series in anticipation of season 2 dropping on August 29th. So you can find that. It's only in audio. We just recently started doing video. But if
Alex presented me with the crown. I was presenting Alex with the crown, and as I went to crown him, I flipped it upside down and stabbed him, and that's why he's no longer here.
Yeah, it was fine.
He's fine. He just decorporealized. He's gotta take a little while.
Which is the best for me. It's the best partner anyone could ever have.
He's going to find his big gay daddy to forge some rings, and he'll be back.
I don't like this lore. I don't like it. He was telling me that he likes Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm so mad because I like her too, but I don't like that he likes her. It's just made me mad, like completely irrationally. So I don't like that he's gonna go find his big gay zaddy. I don't want to talk about it. But we do want to talk about this stuff with you guys. You guys help us shape our opinions. We have active conversations in both our Patreon and our Discord, which are linked below, whether you're listening or watching. You can join our Patreon now, like I said, for free and never pay. If you don't want to, you still get updates for what we do there. Or you can join at the $5 tier for 7 days for free to see if you just like it, if it's worth it to you. If we deserve $5, a coffee, let's say, a month. Maybe. You can go to patreon.com/podcast of the rings. Find all of our socials also in the description below. And Ben, if they are watching us on YouTube or listening to us on their preferred podcast player, what should our homies do?
On YouTube, especially during this, like, what were your favorite parts of this trailer? Leave a comment down below. What do you think is going to happen in the season? What are your predictions? You know, leave a thumbs up if you don't want to do all that. That's totally fine. But there's just so much info in this 4-minute trailer. Like, I even underestimated doing this episode. I texted Jess. I was like, let's do a reaction to the trailer. And then let's just, like, break down the trailer. And I was watching this morning. I was like, how are we going to do a breakdown of this trailer? There's a lot going on here.
There's a little too much. There's a lot. This is one of our longer episodes.
Longer episodes, but leave a comment of, like, are you excited? Were you on the fence of season 1? I know I was, you know, and I told Jess, like, okay, we're going to name season 1 a prequel, but they got to go pedal to the metal now. And it seems like they are. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of, you know, dialogue scenes, but that doesn't mean slow. Dialogue doesn't mean slow.
We want the dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the main, criticisms we have of House of the Dragons is some of the dialogue scenes are, like, just cursory or just there. So, like, I'm new to the Game of Thrones world, and I'm loving the Littlefinger Viserys stuff. So give that num, give it to me.
Yes.
But you know, a lot of it was like repeating beats. The Nori and Stranger stuff was so boring. You're totally right that, like, at least him being a sentient person is going to be somewhat more interesting. I still have mixed feelings about Tom Bombadil. We want to know what you guys think with regards to that. But anyway, we release a new episode every Tolkien Tuesday. That will probably change when the season comes out. But just
we're gonna figure out, because they're doing 3-episode drops, so we need to figure out if we're doing one just motherload episode, if we're gonna do, like, just 3 in a row, 3 days in a row, or we're gonna find out.
Probably should do it that way, so that if people find it later and they want us, like, as a companion, it might be a lot to digest. But we want to hear from you. We do this for you guys. Even though I don't like content, I like to talk about this stuff. I know he's such a good. He looks like a penguin.
He does.
He's such a good boy. This is Blue. Anyway, thanks for sticking it out with us, guys. Ben's always twitching, so if you want to go check him out there, he's TTV Strider, but the E in Strider is a 3.
Boom.
And until next time,
may our paths meet again.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about SDCC, but this is too long, so we're not going to. Bye.
Bye.